Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to ASU Online Research Expo. We have SOLUR, ACE, and ours with us today talking about their program and telling our students on how to join and what these research experiences are about. So first, we are going to start off with SOLUR with Dr. Holacek and Kaylin Kelly.
All right, I will share our little PowerPoint here. Are you seeing the presentation here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll let Dr. Holchek introduce herself first.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's always nice to see the online students and the highlight of my Saturday. So thank you so much. I think this is the second or third time that I'm in here with ideas for office hours. So I'm glad to be here. And Kaylin is joining me to represent the SOLUR program. So thank you so much for the invitation. And Kaylin, you may want to put this in presentation mode because we are in like presenter mode right now.
Oh, that's what I was wondering if you were able to see that or not. Okay, I apologize. I don't know why it's doing that. Is that looking better for you?
There, perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Apologies. My name is Kaylin. I am the teaching assistant and the main instructor for SOLUR. So I'm kind of Dr. Holchek's right-hand man for that. So I'm going to start by talking to you about what we do in SOLUR. So this is a course that is 4 credit at ASU. It is a 1 credit class, and we meet for an hour and 15 minutes every week on Friday. And so SOLUR stands for the School of Life Sciences Undergraduate Research Program, meaning that originally it was for students in SOLS who are involved in undergraduate research already with somebody associated with ASU. And the class itself is meant to provide students a community with their fellow undergraduate researchers, both online and in person, an opportunity to present at a seminar or a poster symposium, attend the seminar to develop professional and research skills. And then as students kind of level up and gain more experience, they can actually apply for funding. So a small stipend that can kind of go straight to them as a reward for doing all of this extra work as part of their education. And we're excited because now it's kind of a recent development that it also extends to the School of Molecular Sciences students as well. It's not just the School of Life Sciences. So we're trying to bring in more and more people to be able to expand this research opportunity. In the SOLUR class, like I said, we meet weekly. We teach scientific communication and outreach skills. We teach skills that are transferable from different types of jobs. So not just research and science, but other types of jobs as well. So kind of career skills in general. Career development and goal setting, kind of finding a good mentor, maintaining a good relationship with your mentor, and then kind of like improving you as a researcher, but also preparing you for the professional path you maybe wanted to go down, whether that's graduate school, medical school, or going into industry. Like I mentioned before, we have a couple of different levels. So students start as apprentices, meaning that they have little or no previous experience with a research project. They've pretty much just joined their lab, or they've joined the group, the mentor that they work under. So they'll work on a project that's largely kind of planned and guided by a faculty mentor. It seems like sometimes with the online students, there's a little bit more freedom there where you kind of get to choose the general topic that you'd like to do your research on, and mentors usually kind of just assist you with that rather than giving you something that you have to do. As students gain a little bit more experience, they can apply to become the researcher level. So they're a little more kind of free in their activity, a little more experienced. Then once you have 2 or 3 semesters of experience under your belt, you're feeling pretty confident in the lab, you can go and apply for the scholar level. And starting at the scholar level, you can be eligible for a stipend, that small like financial assistance. And then a fellow, usually those students have at least 4 semesters of experience. They're very independent with their project. They've often had several presentations at that point under their belt, so they're pretty confident with their research. And we have a huge variety of online and in-person students at all of these levels. And I'll pass it over to Dr. Holchek now to talk about something that's really special that we offer for online students.
Yes, thank you, Kaylin. So I wanted to highlight also that once, for online students, because I recognize that your time frame, you're like moving faster than our in-person students in sort of way, because you have like two different classes in just one semester. You have session A and session B. So sometimes that path from apprentice to researcher is faster than what will be for a normal in-person student. So I recognize that because you already, part of SOLUR, you're working in your project, all the students are presenting. So that path from apprentice to researchers is faster. So this is just some pictures. I always like to go back. So this is the first group that came to immersion. So you may recognize some faces there. That was the first time. I was like summer 2020, or yeah, I don't know. I'm getting old. This was the sixth time that we offer the immersion program this last fall, but this is the first cohort. This is an idea that started me talking to the Bio340 students the class that I teach genetics online, and I asked them, what if you could come to campus? Would you be interested? Everybody jumped to yes. So I planned this with my grad students and Ara, Ara is right. I'm like older, so I don't remember. But it was the first time, and it was, you can see Daniel and Richard there flanking the picture, wearing the black shirts. I think they coordinated for that day. And then we have also our the undergraduates that I have helping with that process. So it was a great experience. A lot of these students, they graduated, they are like grad school, and they have other opportunities that open up thanks to this. And it was thanks to them, they advocate for this to continue. So I always give credit to the online students because they were the ones who said, yes, I like it. Yes, I want to continue doing. I want to come back. So those are my repeat offenders that I always call. And so little by little, because they're coming back, I have to sometimes change what they're going to be learning every semester. So this last cohort, for example, you can see an agenda. They did cell bio, they did molecular biology, they did a little bit of microbiology. We went into even flow cytometry for immunology. So these are all techniques that in-person students at ASU will see in like 4 different classes. So online students are doing, kind of the best, what I would call the best techniques of 4 core classes in SOLs in just 1 week. And right now, it's part of the SOLUR program. We have been kindly funded by ours and about maybe 3 iterations of this. Right now is SOLUR. So okay, let's try it. So our first inaugural SOLUR online research immersion program was this last fall. Some of you, I recognize you were here. Kaylin was also one of the instructors. I always, I cannot do this on my own. And we have already planned the spring immersion. We have a really something nice cooking for all of you, but it's always nice to see you growing. From apprentices, researchers, we also even have like an online scholar. So there are online students who are part of SOLUR who are already receiving a stipend because we welcome everybody, right? We also celebrate the partnership with SMS, and we are already working with partnering with other schools because we have undergraduates as well from other schools that are very interested in that interdisciplinary work, and SOLUR offers that for them. So this is just a sneak peek, kind of like going back in time where everything started, and we're always thrilled to welcome you on campus. Kaylin, can you go to the next one, please? So how do the online students end in this SOLUR program and come into immersion? So everything started with Bio340, but as part of Bio340, the students get also the opportunity to work as a group in a bonus research project. I don't tell them what to do. They pick their disease, and they pick the topic, they work on the research question, and this is a kind of like a partnership that with the All of Us program, which is funded by the NIH, and the students get to do a couple trainings for research ethics. For those of you who are interested like in programming, they can even go and download the genomes of the patients and ask the question, is the drug is working or not? So there's a lot of opportunities. And the work that I have seen since we implemented this as part of Bio340 has been great. I mean, online students have done a fantastic job with the research questions. They are invited. I told them at the end of the semester, if you want to continue, please, use this. piggyback on this idea, you're welcome to SOLUR. And that's how online students join SOLUR. They already have a research experience with a bonus project. They can advance it, and they can work in the same topic, or they can change topic. And that's how, you know, they're welcome in SOLUR. And this is the first semester where we have more SOLUR apprentices online than in person. So that is reflecting what's happening at the School of Life Sciences, where there are now more online students than in-person students. So, you know, we're trying, you know, to spread the word, tell faculty how wonderful you are. And this is just one of those programs that, you know, help the students. And I recognize many of you have done this as part of Bio 340, because you were also in the immersion program. So it's a nice way to get an introduction, to look into a research, you know, database that is kind of sponsor, and, you know, and then you can do so many things. So, Kaylin, next, please. So how can you use this type of research for those of you who are not familiar with the program? So if, for example, if you're interested in a prevalence of cardiovascular disease, you know, as a researcher, because once you complete the training, you become a researcher, you can access surveys, you quantify the data, you can look into the journals, electronic health records, you can formulate hypotheses, you can look into treatments that these patients are receiving, and you can publish your research as well. And there's also opportunities. What if you are not, you know, so science related? You can also look into surveys, you know, what's happening, you kind of like a public health point of view with these diseases as well. So there are different opportunities. Again, I don't tell my students what disease to choose. They decide that as a group, which is nice. And sometimes if it's not part of the very, very long list, I feel like, I don't know how many diseases, they come with an idea, say, go ahead, you know, as long as this is of interest. And I think that works really well, because the students that come together are very passionate about that topic. Next one, Kaylin. So as a researcher, because again, this is how students move from the, you know, from Bio 340 into SOLUR, they can participate as, you know, outreach, kind of like talking more about the program and then using them for the research. But also if you are interested in data analysis, you can do that through R and Python. And that program offers actually office hours every week for those of you who are kind of just learning into coding, which is one of the techniques that we also trying to teach our the sister program for SOLUR, which is Bio 194 Einstein SOLUR Prep. Next one, please. So how does this benefit the online students? We can, you know, you can do research remotely, so you can practice research from whenever and wherever you are. You can gain research experience, so especially if you're interested in a career in medicine. Networking, all of us is all over the US. You know, we have different universities that are embedded in the program, so you get to collaborate with other researchers from other institutions as well. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of fellowships and internships that are available for all of us as well once you are in. And also you can learn more about the world of research, you know, and medicine, how does this work? And there is a lot of, you know, communication and opportunities that are open for students, you know, throughout your journey as a researcher from all of us. Next one, please. So how you want to get involved, you know, if you're taking genetics with me in the spring, I think this will give you a head start, but that's a QR code that will give you more information about the program. It requires, again, a couple different trainings. I have to do those every year, again, you know, just to keep my my certification up to date, but it provides valuable information. I found them very, very useful. And students who are interested in genetic counseling, for example, this would be a perfect opportunity because as part of the program, for those of you who are also interested in being participants, you know, genetic counseling services are provided for free. You know, again, this is funded by the NIH, so it's a very solid program. I like to use it, you know, as part of the genetics course, and allows online students to be part of SOLUR once they start looking into the different avenues how to use this data. So as a summary, I'm gonna let Kaylin pitch in here.
All right, it took me a second to get myself unmuted. Yeah, so as a summary, one of the main ways that we can get online students participating in research through SOLUR is with this All of Us program. And it allows you to join the community at ASU of undergraduate researchers. learn about how to do research in a very real way, start gaining career skills, and you're gaining this meaningful experience by studying like health related questions in kind of whatever manner you're interested in, and making a real contribution to like scientific and public health studies. It gives you opportunities to come and attend in-person lab experiences at ASU, opportunities to present your research publicly, either in an online format or in person, and opportunities to earn funding as a student researcher. So we think it's pretty great, and we would love to have you join us.
Thank you. I second that.
All right, thank you so much. Next we will be having Ace speak, and that will be Amanda. If you can share your screen.
Hi, everyone. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let me share my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see you're on Canva, but I don't see it in presenter mode.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, how about now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, well, hi everyone. My name is Amanda. Today I'll be talking about my research lab at the ACE Scholars program. Okay, so for today, this is kind of like a little breakdown of what I'll be talking about, but I'll start off with what the ACE Scholars program is, how to stand out as a great applicant, how to make the most of the program once you are an ACE Scholar, as well as some opportunities that can branch from being an ACE Scholar. So I'll be talking a little more about Bio 495 and SOLUR, but a little bit about me. So once again, my name is Amanda. I am an in-person student. I'm a junior here at ASU, and in ACE, I am a team lead for 2 of the research teams. I'm currently leading the Metaphors of Cancer team, and I'm also leading the outreach team. And I also noticed some familiar faces in ACE, so nice seeing you guys here since yesterday meeting. But yeah, I'll be talking a bit about my lab. So the ACE Scholars program is a program that has branched from the Arizona Cancer Evolution Center. The ACE Scholars program is currently being led by Dr. Carlo Maley, Giselle Marquez Alcaraz, and Harley Richker. And this lab typically focuses on research projects that are mostly related to cancer evolution. And then we have, in this program, we have multiple teams that are led by undergraduates. And in these teams are studying various subtopics related to cancer, or more specifically, cancer evolution. And so I'll dive a little more into what those teams are. But I think this is really like a great program that I've been a part of this is my 3rd semester, and it's really great. Not only having leadership from my leaders here that you see, but also from undergraduate students. Okay, so here's a little bit about the projects that ACE does. And so each of these projects have different topics that used, I would say, like different methods. So some teams are much more computational. There's a lot of using RStudio. And there's also some teams that also look more at social determinants of health that I'll get into. So for example, we have teams that look at the rate of cancer prevalence across vertebrates using life history models and the effects of these models, and observing the effects of reproductive cancer risk with these models, looking at therapeutic resistance, life histories, and potential cancer treatments. Life history framework of therapeutic resistance is was another project here at ACE, looking at sex bias, different rates of cancer across different sexes, across species, as well as investigating a disease called Barrett's esophagus. And so continuing on, we have lots of projects going on. And in each team, there are like a few members, and they're all working together towards a specific goal, towards a specific like research topic. And so some other projects are the language of cancer, looking at how the language that we used may affect patient perceptions of their cancer, or maybe how they view treatment. And so my team is Metaphors of Cancer, so it's a part of this subset. And then we're also looking at cancer-like phenomena in coral, age as a cancer risk factor in non-human species, the impact of outreach and community engagement, as well as comparative phylogenetic methods development, and the effects of diet and microbiome on cancer progression. And so lots of different, very unique teams. And I think what's really great about this program is that you don't have to be an in-person student in order to be an ACE scholar. And so many of our teams, even our general meetings are held over Zoom, and many of these teams meet over Zoom to discuss their projects and to discuss how they'll be collecting data. So I think it's really a great opportunity for both students who are in person and both online. Okay, so now I'll be talking more about how to stand out as a great applicant. How can you start research in this program and start learning more about cancer evolution and the different facets of cancer research. And so it's not always about getting involved with research, but you can be a great applicant by being involved, committed, and passionate to bring things to the table to be a great applicant in your scientific journey. So to be a great applicant, ACE does not expect you to have prior research experience, but these skills that are needed to be a great applicant can come from other non-scientific things. If you exhibit great communication skills, willingness to engage with both our faculty, our undergraduate team leaders, and peers, that's something that we're really looking for, as well as confidence, just being confident in your skills and what you can bring. Additionally, even though no research experience is required, we would like to see if you do have any experience with other research, participating in symposiums or conferences to show communication skills, what you know about cancer evolution, as well as a willingness to network and be persistent and resilient in your past experiences. Yeah, so once as an ACE scholar, you are in the program. These are some of my tips, as well as some other tips from other ACE scholars on how to make the most of the program. And so for me, I think a really big thing is being able to network and explore collaborations. It's really something that I think has really made me make the most of the program. When I first joined ACE, I was able to meet lots of the other team leads. I liked interacting with my directors during our meetings or during any socials that we would have. And I think this really helped me to gain different perspectives of what I was learning, and also see how are they doing research and what skills are they using that I can apply to my project and help out my team. And I think that being able to network and openly communicating, I think that really allowed me to, have such a great supportive network and become a team leader. Another way to make the most of the program is to be committed in your project. Definitely staying on task, and also being open with your team lead. This is also connected to showing initiative, being able to be a good communicator and asking questions if you are unsure of, maybe how to do a line of code, or with how to write a particular area of a manuscript your team is developing. I think that's a really great way to make sure that you're making the most of your program and also supporting your team's goals. And then I think one of the most exciting ways to make the most of the program is to present your findings. The most recent symposium that ACE was at was the Biosci Symposium this past month. And so I was able to do a lightning talk for ACE, and it was really great seeing a lot of the other teams in ACE presenting their posters. And so in this picture, you see some members of my team, as well as another team lead presenting our poster on cancer education. And so, yeah, we really recommend going to these opportunities. There'll be even more symposiums next spring, seeking feedback on any outputs that you're producing. And yeah, just being a good communicator and being willing to network, I think are my best advice for making the most of the program. Okay, and so from ACE, you can branch into other opportunities. And so I'll be talking more about my experience. And so in ACE, you can earn research credit through Bio 495. Bio 495 is something that I enrolled in my first semester of ACE, and I was able to receive credit for the work that I was doing through ACE. Also, if you're an honors student, Bio 495 can count as honors credit. And typically after joining the program, you are sent, an omnibus form that you can do, and then Dr. Carlo Meili will approve it, and then you can get research credit through ACE. So that's like a bonus. Another bonus, I guess, is that you can join SOLUR through ACE, and that's something that I'm currently doing. I'm currently a SOLUR scholar, and I am doing so for the work I'm doing in one of my ACE teams. So I think that being able to be a part of both ACE and SOLUR has been really rewarding, because I can receive both mentorship and research support from both my team leads and my directors from ACE, as well as hear from other undergraduate researchers and professors that I've met through SOLUR. Also, I think another bonus is that as a SOLUR scholar and fellow, you can receive a stipend for the work that you conduct, and for any ACE project too, this might be helpful. Okay, yeah, so I'll just be talking more about some of the accomplishments of the ACE Scholars Program, but we currently have over 18 presentation awards, whether that's from the Biosci Symposium, the SOL Symposium, or Biodesign Fusion. We've had over 75 student-led talks and presentations at these symposiums, and we're really proud that we've served over 130 students, and this number continues to keep growing. Okay, yeah, so currently our applications are now open. They opened as of last week, and so I highly encourage, if you're interested in learning more about research in cancer, or meeting new faces in research, growing your skills as a professional, I would really recommend applying. Our application is going to close December 10th at midnight. Additionally, like if you want, you can take a picture of this QR code or scan the QR code with your phone. I'll also have it available in the breakout room, and on our website, the application is there as well. Okay. And yeah, and if anyone has any questions about applying or any more tips about being a great applicant, feel free to email both me and my fellow team lead, Jasmine. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it today, but we're both team leads. And so feel free to email us at the email listed in the PowerPoint if you have any questions, or you can also email our official ACE Scholars email, but I would just recommend emailing both me and Jasmine directly. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful or interesting for all of you. And thank you to Ideas for having us, or well, having me present about my lab. And yes, so here's some other QR codes for Twitter and our website, which also has our application on it. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we will also be posting some of those links as well to our Discord and Facebook to make sure that people actually see the application links as well after this. So next and finally will be ours, presented by Dr. Austin.
Hi, everyone. So a lot of you know me from various different capacities. I am Dr. Austin. I'm the faculty advisor for Ideas. I've been with the program or the student organization from the start. And I'm here today to talk about the program that I helped to launch about a year ago now. Time flies by so fast. So here it is. Can everyone see the slides? Good. So the hours program, that's the light bulb, has the O in it, but it stands for Online Undergraduate Research Scholars Program. And the program is an initiative funded by the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and ASU Online. So Ideas, as you all know, serves primarily online students. So as a faculty advisor, I felt very compelled to create this program so that we serve our students better. And Dr. Holchek, who is a personal friend of mine, was a big advocate for all of you to get the program started. So you can thank her too. So what's the hours program? So the hours program serves, like I said, ASU online students enrolled in degree programs across the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Just to give you a context, there's a lot of students here at ASU, you know that. And about 50%, around about there, of the entire student body are enrolled in degree programs within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Now, that's a mouthful to say all the time, so we simply call them the college here at ASU. So if you're wondering, does my degree program fall within the college? What you do is go to My ASU on the front page of when you log in your degree program information, which is usually on the box on the right side. When you click on your degree information, it tells you which college your degree program is housed in. So that's how you figure out whether, you know, which college your program belongs in. And if you think about it, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences has a lot of natural sciences students, so biology, biochemistry, etc., those degree programs within the respective departments. But we also house the social sciences, so a lot of you do dual programs in anthropology, right? You know, things like global health, all of those fall within the social sciences. We also have humanities like English, the languages, foreign languages, etc. So we are everything pretty much that the university has to offer outside of, for instance, like engineering or education college or architecture or something like that. So we're the bulk of the university. So what kind of experiences do the hours program offer? Well, just like Dr. Holchek said briefly when she was giving the presentation for SOLUR, the hours program actually provides very small funding for faculty or for centers to establish a portion of their research experience to be offered to online students. So the hours program encompasses all the disciplines that I just talked about, like natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities. And then we provide, here is a kickoff starting fund for the faculty and the staff members who run those centers and those research experiences to get it going. So we're basically an idea bank. Funny that I'm kind of using that, but as a faculty advisor for Idea Student Society, you know, that's how the hours program operates. So the experiences that we offer through the hours program varies, you know, across each semester, but something is always offered across fall, spring, and summer semesters. And because the hours program, remember, it's for online students, this program only primarily serves online students. Every once in a while, we get, you know, by mistake, you know, an undergraduate and the on-campus immersion program. But the hours program is really meant to serve the online students because before the program, there was no systematic way to offer these experiences to online students. Sorry, choking a little bit here. I have kind of a cold. So each experience and the requirements for those experiences will vary. And your one-stop shop for it all is going to be the web page. Can you see the web page? Are we there? Can you see that screen?
No, we can see the link though.
Okay, here, hold on one second. Let me pop up the screen. Do you see it now? Okay, great. So the main page of the hours program website is very easy. hours.thecollege.asu.edu will tell you, and look, here is the SOLUR research immersion experience that the hours program helped Dr. Holchek with to get it going for SOLUR. So you can watch those kinds of videos about the program. Last year, I was told that I was wrong with this number. It's not 315, it was 365 last year. So we serve a lot of students per year. In fact, this semester, I believe we're serving about 300 students in the semester. So we've already doubled that for what the projection is for the 2023 semester. And then you can see through all sorts of stuff. This is the main landing page, not much going on other than some information. But for students, this is in the online students tab. Where the bulk of what you need to know about participating in the experiences will be. So we have the summer 2024 experiences up and running, and look through, if you go into that tab, what is offered in this particular semester. If you go to all programs, you'll see all the different experiences we funded in the past. And then in the spring, you'll see what's specific to that academic semester. So as you can see, we have a lot of things going on. So look through various ones. Now we've got the A Scholars program up here because that was another experience that we funded in the past that's continuing, just like the SOLUR Research Immersion experience that Dr. Holchek is continuing. But let's imagine I click on one of them. So I click on one of them. It's going to tell you about the experience, who's eligible to apply, who the mentor is, the professor is, if it's awarding credit, how you go about, applying for the research experience, who to contact, how many students, how long the commitment is, et cetera, et cetera. So browse through. Now, one thing I would like to tell the students that are on this call is that a lot of you, because IDEAS primarily serves students who are interested in some sort of STEM field or the sciences, you might be focused on getting into a research experience that is in the sciences. That's awesome, great. A lot of you are also pre-health track students. Now, for whether you're applying to medical program or what have you that fall within the purview of pre-health, you don't necessarily have to have a research experience within the traditional science disciplines. So social sciences or research and humanities, those are all fair game to have those research experience. They don't care what type of research you did unless it's very specific to a degree or a program that you're applying to. But most of the time, they're just simply looking for students who understand, how research works in general and that they've invested in time to be a scholar in that regard. So if you're in a pre-health track and that's what your focus is rather than going to grad school in the sciences, then you should look at some other experiences too that are in the social sciences and in the humanities. So look through all of them, and any topic that piques your interest, you should engage with it and then see how far you can take it. So that is my advice to you about that. And then you can also sort across humanities, interdisciplinary, natural sciences, social sciences to make your life easier. And click search so that it changes the mode. You can do those things and use these filters. And then a couple other things I'll talk about once I go back to the slides. Here we are. Let me jump through presentation mode. Okay, so that's all in that regard on looking through different experiences. And other opportunities that the Hours program offers, and it's a fairly large program, are $1,000 scholarships to ASU Online students who are participating in undergraduate research and are enrolled in the degree programs within the college. We offer these $1,000 scholarships to students every fall, spring and summer, so across the 3 semesters. So apply for that. And again, the information is found in the students page that we were just on when we looked through all the research opportunities. We also offer faculty panel sessions. I'm running out of ideas. I generally don't know what you want to know about. So if you have a great idea that you want your faculty members to talk about, send me some suggestions. And I would love to throw more panel sessions. I've done, several, I think, last academic year. So I'm looking to do more this year. Another one is we do offer through the Hours program an annual undergraduate research symposium that's held 100% virtually. And you can see the students' work that presented in the last academic year when you go through the website on the symposium page. So if you're participating in research, and I know that a lot of you are doing work with SOLUR or ACE or one of the research experiences that are offered through the Hours program, we would love to see your work being presented. That's another thing that you could add to your resume or CV. It never hurts to practice public speaking, and also sharing out all the great work that you did. And it's a non-pressure situation. So the more you talk about your research, you get more confident. And also some people that attend your session will have some good ideas for you to progress in your research. And a big part of being a researcher is the fact that you disseminate with the community of practice on what you actually did. Because if you do all that work and keep it to yourself, there's no progress in what other people can learn from you. So we hope that a lot of you will participate when the symposium comes around in the spring semester in April of 2024. So that's it.
All right, thank you so much. Like I said before, we'll post all of these links to our Discord and Facebook, so then you guys can all see that immediately afterwards. So, although some of the questions that we have been asked by our students to ask you guys, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to click that. So we're just gonna ask these questions as a recap, a quick recap. And so we're gonna ask 3 questions, and SOLUR, ACE, hours in order will answer as you guys presented. So first, what do you recommend students should have completed prior to joining this research experience? Are there any specific courses or experiences that are required or you would like to see?
I think I can handle that one. So as I mentioned earlier, when I have planned for the online students to join SOLUR, because of this immersion experience is now part of the program, and listening to the feedback of the students as well, for their own benefit, in order to understand all the techniques that they are going to be learning in the immersion week, Bio 340 will be the class that I recommended, because it serves as an introduction to what these techniques are. And I see the previous students thinking, yes, I think it would be very helpful. So that's my recommendation. Maybe Kaylin have, she's a microbiologist, so she may have maybe another class that could be useful, but I don't know if we have those microbiology online classes available. So that could be, if there's any microbiology class that will introduce students to those basic techniques in cell bio and molecular bio, that would be very helpful.
There are actually a couple of online microbiology courses that are available. So I would recommend looking into those. They're not necessarily required for the type of work you'd be doing with all of us, but I don't think it ever hurts, especially if you want to come to immersion week. Those skills can be super useful. And I know that they are actively working every semester to try to offer more of those in microbiology and improve them.
Okay, hi. So in regards to that question, so once again, like no research experience is required in order to apply for ACE. However, it is something that we welcome and it is something that we recommend. But I think that for me, as someone who has been on interviews for ACE, I think what really matters aside from in addition to having like direct research experience is experience in areas that show that you know how to communicate with supervisors and your peers, and that you also have leadership. Are you able to lead a team? Are you able to delegate tasks and do your things on time? So really anything, even if it's not research related at all, is really welcomed. And in regards to prior courses, there is also no requirement, but since most of our projects are concerning the intersections of cancer and evolution, I would recommend taking Bio 345, which is, I think, just evolution here at ASU, and then also any cancer-related class too would be great. And I know that like in next semester, like Dr. Mailey likes to teach classes regarding cancer. I think next semester is one looking at both ecology and cancer. So I think a class like that, for example, even something taught by the director of the ACE Scholars program, I think would be just a nice introduction. But once again, there's no class requirement.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the hours program encompasses so many research experiences, and each experience varies in terms of what the faculty mentor recommends to students. Majority of them don't have a requirement. Simply, they would like you to be a good applicant, show enthusiasm, want to have the desire to learn. So barrier into entry is very low. In rare cases, which is just a handful of experiences, will require, or have a recommended set of lists or different combinations of courses that you should have under your belt, but majority of them do not. So, but it will take some legwork, like I said, to look through the experiences that pique your interest. So I would do the due diligence if you're interested in something to look at it, but rarely do we have requirements for courses.
All right, thank you so much. On to the next question.
All right, I know each of you answered this question, but as a quick recap, are these experiences offered for credit?
For SOLUR, like we mentioned right at the beginning, yes, if you're participating in SOLUR and attending the seminar, it's only a 1 credit class, but it also only requires you to attend once a week. So yes, you can take it for credit, and your research kind of would combine with that.
Okay. So yes, the answer is yes. So you can earn credit from ACE through the Bio for 95 class. That's just like an undergraduate researcher class that once you're an ACE scholar, typically we'll send you an omnibus form for you to fill out, and then Dr. Maley will just go ahead and approve it. That way you're enrolled in the class, and then you'll be given like an A to get credit for it. So the answer is yes.
Yeah, so a lot of them do offer either, so in the hours program, there are straight up course-based research experiences, which are from, the day you sign up on Class Search, it is a course. And so it has a dedicated 7.5 to 15-week period of time where you're going through a course where you are getting research experiences. So some faculty they do that route. A lot of our faculty will offer optional credit, very much like what Amanda was mentioning about the IA scholars. If you want credit, then they're more than willing to give you credit. But the reason why it's optional is also recognizing the fact that online students pay for each credit hour that you're signed up for. So if we make it not optional, then that's really harmful for you if, you're on the limit of how many credits that you can really afford in that semester. So a lot of our faculty members do that as well. Rarely do we see experiences that don't offer credit in some shape or form, but those often offer some sort of a stipend for you to participate. So that's another one as well. So you will see that on the hours experiences from time to time.
Okay, and our last question that we have, and I know you guys talked about this a little bit, is how could students conduct research without hands-on lab experience?
Of course, Janina had to ask a hard question, right? Well, no, actually, that's a question that usually when I'm in faculty meetings, they always wonder, how are they going to be doing research? It's like their research comes in different shapes and forms, right? So having, partnership with the All of Us program, and you guys we can brag about it because ASU, like the NIH knows who we are. And it's in part because online students have taken advantage of that opportunity, have been presenting posters at all the symposiums since we started with it. So it's very possible to do research from far away. I mean, you demonstrated that when you finished your bonus project for genetics, you finished with a research poster, and you take that to the next level as a SOLUR apprentice. So it's very possible. It will be up to the project. In SOLUR, again, students have the opportunity to choose what type of disease they want to research. I understand that not all of them want to go to med school or are interested in like human diseases. So a lot of our SOLUR online apprentices are also looking into diseases that affect animals, right? So they don't use the All of Us program explicitly, they're looking into other projects as well. So the All of Us programs is kind of helps online students to go into SOLUR, but once in SOLUR, they can, pick, they can study other things as well.
Great. Yeah. So like Dr. Holacek was saying, conducting hands-on lab experience is also based on the project. And luckily with ACE, there are many different avenues that you can take in regards to research. And, research is so multidisciplinary. It doesn't always mean like, in person, white lab coat on, right? And that's something that I've learned from ACE. You can do it from like another state instead of here at ASU. And so like Dr. Holacek was saying, it really depends on the project. And luckily at ACE, whether that's through computational work, analyzing data, or researching and making surveys about, how can we improve cancer education and improve equitable knowledge about cancer across different communities. These are all things that can be done without having to be in person. And so I think that the way that you approach research and what topics you're interested in, like that, as Dr. Holacek was saying, really the project that you work on can like determine if you can do that without having to be like in person.
Yeah, so I think that, so funnily, I have a degree in chemistry for my PhD, and my actual research discipline, I personally didn't go to campus very much to do hands-on research. So my area of expertise is in, chem ed and organic chemistry. So it was more very data science-y, a lot of writing, right? A lot of data, analyzing. And to be honest with you, like, and Amanda and Dr. Holacek leaned on this a bit, is that there is hands-on component to research, but there's a lot of like 90% of your work that's not that component. So if you work in a team, which in a research lab, you often do work in a team, there's tasks for everyone to get their toes wet in research in some shape or form. That might be you're the person that is assigned to do lit reviews. You might be the person that is going to write some code to analyze the data better. You might be the person that is doing some other task, right? So that's how you get involved. Now, if you do want to eventually pursue a graduate program that requires you to do hands-on type of a lab setting, well, Dr. Holacek's experience, for instance, and even ACE, they would welcome you to visit to get that hands-on experience. It's not like because the online students are not, present and, they can't, come to lab. Especially if you're a student that's doing online, but you are an Arizona resident, please come, on campus and do the work. Also, you might be in a neighboring state like California, Nevada, etc. Please come. We would love to have you visit the, your faculty's lab and all of that stuff. They would love to have you. So there's ways around this, right? So you're not in lab all day, every day, and there's various different ways and everybody in the research lab can contribute. So rather than worrying about that, I would encourage you to find, what are the topics that you're most interested in, and then building that network and just try it, because there will be a job for you in some shape or form in that particular research arena.
All right. Thank you all so much for attending, for answering all these questions and providing all of this information. We are going to stop the recording and allow all of the programs to go out into their breakout rooms. So let me go ahead and hit stop.